Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on when you watch the video, right? As you can tell already, another unedited HBE video. So when I stumble, mispronounce, and all the above, it'll be right in the video. As you can tell, I'm sure from what's much more attractive to look at, the guide, than the person giving the video, this is our new MyTV Zone app that goes along with our new HBE Live TV service that we've recently rolled out. One thing I would like to make sure everybody is aware of, this is a beta service. What the heck is beta? Well, if you remember back, I don't know, but Google is the best for it. They'll put something in beta for like a decade. I remember their email service stayed in beta for like 5 years. Beta is where a service or a product gets to the point where it is stable. It might still be under certain levels of development, but it needs to be put out in the real world because it's that time. It's time to get it out there, get it used on all different platforms, all different devices, and then work through what bugs or issues might still be there. Luckily, in our case, it's mainly now just enhancements. Like any streaming app, any computer, any device, phone, from time to time, you will have to reboot your streaming device. Your app might not be responding properly. You hitting the remote, things aren't happening, or you hit it, and then it jumps somewhere. You know, you get that feeling like things aren't quite right. So you pull the power on it, wait a few seconds, plug it back in, just like you do your home router, or with our service, you flip the switch on the electric strip. Streaming devices fall in that same category. They're basically a small computer, and given the chance, after a few days, a few weeks, it's not unusual to have to reboot those. We'll make a separate video on that process. This one, I want to introduce you to the guide. And there's several things about our service that we believe set it apart from the competition. Number one, it's ours, so it's awesome. You know, we're very aware that any service that we lay on top of our HBE internet can affect us. You know, as an HBE customer, you've come to understand and appreciate extreme high quality service. I'm making this video on a Sunday because my house is quiet, nobody's around. We've got service techs, that are working 7 days a week to ensure that you stay in good quality internet. So we want to do the same thing with our streaming service. So you're going to have that same level of intensity as far as wanting to give you as close to 100% customer satisfaction as we can. So that should make you feel good, and I'm sure it does. So we're there for you with your streaming service along with your internet. The MyTV Zone is the name of our app. You can go to hbelivetv.com, and that's our website that talks about the service and what all it involves. We also have a 7-day free trial, so you're able to try this. And our service does not work well with Roku boxes. And I'm sure, like I was the first time I heard that, well, that's kind of dumb, since Roku is a huge product out there and has a lot of the market. So we've kind of figured a way around that. It works really well. with the Amazon app. As you can see, this is the remote control. I have a Fire TV box here. We are offering our customers a free second generation Fire Stick, which looks like a big USB dongle, okay? Except it's an HDMI on the end of it all. This probably doesn't mean anything to you, but it plugs into the back of your TV, and it's second generation, meaning that it's got the better processor, the better memory. It's going to work better for you. It also has the cool Amazon voice-activated remote that uses the Alexa. So let's get back to the guide. I know I've been drifting off, but just trying to touch on a few things to kind of bring you up to this point. When you open up your MyTV Zone app for the first time, just like any other app, it'll ask you to log in with your username, which is your email address, and then your password, and then you can sign in, and it'll take it a few seconds to go out and render, and then it'll pull this guide in. This will be the default page that shows up when you first fire up your MyTV Zone app, okay? It's a very familiar looking guide to you, I'm sure, similar to cable, DirecTV, Dish Network. We've been working with the developers hand in hand. Believe me, they're tired of hearing from Mr. Fowler, because I continually bring things up as a customer that I know you want in your service, just like I want in mine. We had a lot to do with this newer style guide, a little more friendly, alphabetical order on the channels. So very easy. If you say, okay, I want to go to ESPN, you simply down script here and you go down and you find ESPN, okay, alphabetical order. So very intuitive, so to speak, okay. I'm going to stop here. I'm on, the C's, but you go down to E. The timeline is going to give you where you are, okay? So if I happen to come over here, I would need to click right there on the one, if I want to go live, that's got part of the timeline in it. If I go over here, it's going to ask me if I want to record it, because it's not the present time, so I can't watch it, okay? So if you use the guide, make sure you're choosing a program that falls in the timeline. You can also line it up here. It's 11:31. I know I'm going to be wanting to choose a channel between 11:30 and 12, or 11 and 12, or whatever and 12, right? Next 30-minute segment. Very straightforward. On the guide, if I choose the channel and click it, it's going to bring up a description over here to the right. If I don't like it, then I can simply go to another channel. If I like it at that time, I simply select it, and it's going to go directly to that channel. I think I've got the volume too high. I told you Nana did, right? So let's get the volume out of the way, Randall. All right. So we're watching our show. Really that simple, right? Very much like a typical guide you've got. You hit the back on your remote, goes back to your guide, okay? So to recap, it's going to default to the guide. You've got an alphabetical order of all your channel listings. By the way, there's 72 channels. I think they've added a 73rd channel that's not quite in there yet. They're negotiating a 74th. All these, from what I understand, is still going to be at the price point we've got. So defaults to guide, alphabetical for your channels that you're very familiar with, A&E, CNBC, ESPN, NBC, CBS. And by the way, our package includes the networks, all of them, ABC, CBS, Fox, NBC, CW, PBS, those are all included in there, okay? You don't pay additional for those. So I'm going to move along because videos, next thing you know, you're 15, 20 minutes into them. Everybody gets a little bored. So this is what it's going to default to, the guide. Now we're going to come on back up here and we're going to move over to our next choice. Let's say it's Monday night. I'm a Monday night football guy. If you're not, hey, very understandable. So I come in, it's 10 minutes till 7. I know I want to watch Monday Night Football. I know what channel it's on. I don't need the guide. I can come up here to On Now. Sounds pretty self-explanatory, doesn't it? So if I click On Now, I've now got a series of rectangles, again in alphabetical order. You notice I was in the C's on the other one, so it brings me up here. So these are the programs that are on right now in this time slot. So if I wanted to go to CNN, right now I wanted to watch it, State of the Union, highlight it, select it, I go directly to the channel. I don't have to deal with the guide. So again, that pretty much covers that one. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it because it's very self-descriptive, okay? On Now. If you come in and you want to watch Grey's Anatomy or CSI and hey, that show's starting in 5 minutes, I want to be on CBS or I want to be on ABC because that's where that program is going to be. Probably your fastest bet is just to hit On Now, go down to that channel that it's on, ABC, NBC, click it. 5 minutes later, you're going to be watching your Grey's Anatomy or CSI, okay? Very straightforward stuff. So we're going to go over to the last one, which is called My TV. This is my wife's favorite because it gives her direct access not only to the guide in alphabetical order, but gives her access to the 7-day catch-up. This is a feature that, and I just highlighted it, this is a feature that I don't believe any other streaming service has as of now that I'm aware of. Our service, just like most other streaming services, has 50 hours of cloud-based DVR recording. Basically, you can set something to record, go up to your recordings. After it's recorded, it'll be there. You can click on it and watch it. Now, the difference in the My TV, of course, they're going to do the little propaganda just like Netflix or anybody up here. So I'm going to scroll down, and as if you notice that the first line along here looks a lot like On Now, doesn't it? It's alphabetical. So if I wanted to just leave it highlighted here and just right arrow, okay, it's going to go through the channels alphabetically. Just like I was on that big grid, I can stop at any channel, click on it, it'll go directly to it. But here's where your 7-day catch-up plays in, okay? So I want to go to CMT because I missed that awards program. So I'm on CMT, and you notice down below it is a grid of shows. Notice 10 to 11, 9 to 10, 8 to 9, 7 to 8. Are you seeing a pattern? Yes. So this is what's going to carry me back 7 days. So today being Sunday, if I knew that award show was Saturday night, I would simply scroll back, which I'm just hitting my right arrow. I'd scroll back, okay, until I found it at whenever, let's get to a PM, 5:15 to 8:30. Of course, this isn't an award show, but you get the idea. So I'm here on the 23rd. Here's my time frame. all I have to do is select that. It does this at first, saying, do you want to watch it? You say, yes, I do. So this is going to pull that program directly in. This is that recorded program from November the 23rd, okay? Now, a lot of times you'll see something like this. Maybe it'll be the last part of the program before it. You've done that on your recordings, right? So what's beautiful about this, if I hit the button to stop it, notice it's highlighted on the play, just like any recorded service. I'll scroll over and I can fast forward 30 seconds. Generally, commercials are 2.5 minutes. So if I hit that 5 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, go back to my play, I'll be past that commercial. So I have no volume. I don't know what I've got here, but it sure looks to me like it's into the program versus what we were watching a minute ago. As you can see, it's starting to talk to you. So this is, in my opinion, just sets this service apart, okay? My wife and I do this all the time. We'll sit down, we'll know we want to, and I'm going to hit the back arrow to bring us back. We know we want to watch something, but it's like, I don't know. What do you think? Well, let's go to 7-Day Catch-Up, okay? So you say, well, I know I like to watch a lot of A&E, or I like to watch a lot of HGTV. You can go to that channel, go back, look at the different programs that are run over the 7-day period, choose one that you think you might like, highlight on it, boom, you go right to it. You have complete control of it. You can fast forward through the commercials. I do this on most of my sporting events. We recommend this to people. Sporting events are very bandwidth. They're bandwidth hogs, okay? They're recording a live sporting event. It has a lot of movement, a lot of stuff going on. It sucks a lot of bandwidth. You can get pixelating, you can get different things on live sports where you won't typically on other programs. So if I go back, I go to ABC, or I go up here to CBS, and I click on that, I can come down here, I can go over to a football game that played, say, yesterday, and I can click on that football game and know that I'm going to not deal with the live aspect of that game, okay? This is CBS this morning on the 22nd. So if I wanted to go there, I could just highlight that and go right to it. If I click next and so on, it's going to carry me right to that programming just like I did the other one, okay? So I just hit the back button. We're back on. I hit it twice, so it went from my TV to on now. So let me get back down here, needless to say. So those are the 3 guide features as far as the guide goes, okay? We'll go over the recordings and cinema, the rebooting, all the above when we do another video. I don't want to continue that video and drag it out for you. So this gives you a general idea of your guide, your on now, and your My TV. To recap, the guide is going to be current. By the way, the red dots simulate that those programs are going to be recorded. Okay, so those would be in your 7-day catch-up, right? Back here on the My TV. So this is going to give us an active guide. Also, it's going to let me click on the programming, bring the description up here to look at it if I want to. If I like it, hit the go button again. It's going to go right to that channel. If I know I want to watch a program right now and I walk in, turn my TV on, I can go to on now, scroll down to ABC or ESPN or whatever I want, click on it. It's going to go directly to that live program. because I know I don't want to use the guide. I don't need the guide. I want to go to the program, okay? And then, of course, the My TV that we touched on last, this is where you're going to get your 7-day catch-up feature. So I can go to ABC on Tuesday afternoon. I can scroll back to the Saturday afternoon college football game. I can click on it, and it's going to bring that up for me and gives me the option to fast forward through the commercials. So there you go. Way too much information, right? Well, play the video over a couple of times. Stop it and start it on the areas that you think you were a little cloudy on. Of course, as always, with HBE Live TV, you've actually got live local people that you can call and talk to. We'll be posting these videos at different locations. Any new customers, we'll be sending you emails that will have the links to them also, okay? Once again, you're going to see me get up and shut off the video because we don't do any editing. But I'd like to thank you on behalf of the HBE team for tuning in. And of course, we know you have choices, and we definitely appreciate your patronage and your choice with HBE. Thanks.